said, this is the verbiage.
What are you going to do about it, bro? You just sit there whining and bitching about it, but you can't do nothing about the way that I think and feel, and the way that you teach like to attack people and preach to people and tell them how inadequate they are and how stupid they are. Do you know something? I think you need to do some soul searching yourself, mate. I don't think you're actually very Christian at all.
Marte, is being a liberal bad for society? And if so, how?
Yes, sir.
I was saying I would not be Marte Reyes, the host of On the Edge, if I didn't address these three people that I'm on the panel with first. Mark, middle of the ground, Mr. Milquetoast, sitting on the fence, lukewarm water. Nobody likes you because you can't be decisive on a view. That doesn't make any sense, because either you have to be one side or the next, because when it comes time to vote, you have to pick a side. There is no fuchsia in between. There's like red and blue. You have to be a blood or a crip. Back on the Tizzle, didn't even really say that much. And then here's the thing with Coley. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of outclassing these people, but I'll get to the point. Here's the thing, though. I'll provide a concise argument outlining the potential criticisms of liberals' impact on society, focusing on points rather than its detractors, right? And I'm going to make it really simple so that way Tizzle, Mark, and Coley can understand this. So there's an overreach by government intervention that liberals have. Mind you, I'm saying that liberalism is bad, and I can explain why. Liberals advocate for expansive government programs, i.e. like universal healthcare, welfare expansion, that's like in the sense to them addressing inequity. Critics can argue that this leaves the boat bloated like bureaucracies, things like this. We have a $33.2 trillion budget, I think. And that's the problem with, they give entitlement to everybody else. There's excessive regulation. So here's the thing, though. Coley's not liberal when it comes to his ringtone, which I think that's embarking on me. Just give you a definition, because if you can't, Coley, come up with a definition of that, that means like excessive force against my own choice. I don't have a choice unless you tell me, hey, my ringtone's about to go off and you're about to rudely interrupt everybody else's thinking here. So there's also an erosion of personal responsibility that the liberals do. Mind you, he brings up the religious argument, but whenever something happens and liberals get pissed, cities get burned down, cars get destroyed and flipped. Meanwhile, Charlie Kirk's funeral happened. We had candlelight vigils, peaceful, respectful congregation of Republican and conservatives. So I'm giving you just a fraction. There's much more I can go on, but I'm going to give you more time in the show.
Uh-oh.
I've got something to say to that.
I've
got something to say to that.
Would you like seeing crumpets with that, Mark?
Hey, Marte's coming in strong. He just.
You're invited, man. You're invited for tea and crumpets all day long. But hear me out, right?
The ass kick you're gonna need something to wash all this down, bro.
Hey, anybody want to respond? Y'all did.
It's fine.
Anybody want to respond?
It's fine.
Just said
he's trying his best. He's trying his best to trigger. But hear me out. There's nothing wrong with being centrist. Okay, I don't think you hate it. Look, at the end of the day, when you're centrist, people like you hate me, right? People on the left hate me as well. But here's the point. You can take good from both sides. I've always said it, right? And when it comes to voting, right, you look, so long as you can switch and shift with along the political spectrum based on politics, right? Because what happens is too many people, they become staunch advocates of their political party to the point where they become blindsided, almost like football or sports, fanatics. They love their team. They will stick by their team. No matter what their team does, they stick by it. And this is the problem, because we see the Overton window shifting, don't we? We see the people on the left and now, realistically, what we used to call the people on the right. So yes, I agree. The left are more dangerous at the moment. They're more fanatic. The extreme left are a lot more fanatic. So hence why I shift further over to the right, because I don't want to be associated with that far left wing fanaticism. But the same thing is quite capable of happening on the far right as well. It's called fascism. No side is exempt from, fascism. Do you see what I mean? So there is...
No, I don't see what you mean, Mark. So here's the problem. Before I let you gish gallop even further, Anonymous, I'll ask you this one question because I need to bring in a third party to expose this to you, to this logic to you. So whenever you hear people that are fence sitters, people that are lukewarm, even in Christianity, do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that that's, stereotypically a good thing to be called?
No, it's not. It has a bad connotation.
Right. The reason why it's a bad connotation, the reason why I had to bring Anonymous into this is because you don't have an identity whenever you're in the middle. That means that your beliefs are conditional. That means that all you have is moral relativism. So when things don't go your way, you'll tend to flip-flop, which means that you're the quickest person to stab me in the back. At least
No. I'm the quickest person to step away from
hold on.
Bullshit.
At
That's
least
bullshit.
I know a backstabber when I see it, but I know that when things don't go your way, you'll turn around and stab me in the back as a former Republican anytime because you don't have a side. You're indecisive.
Wait, hold on.
That's bullshit.
How do you know a backstab when you see it? I'm kind of curious about that.
You know a backstabber when you see it, when people want to go to promote Planned Parenthood and you're against that, right? So if somebody's against your beliefs, that means that that person isn't for you, right? So if Mark is indecisive and he's saying, well, I don't want to kill my baby this week, but then he says it next week, guess what that is? That's an indecisive chameleon, actually. So that's what Mark is, just to expose him a little bit more.
Chameleon? Wait, so you said that motherfucker camouflage?
Yeah, that's what
bro.
Mark is.
Can I
He's
respond?
a chameleon with cold porridge. That's what he is.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I think what you've just said, the way that you've just analysed me, right? The way that you've just, I don't know, kind of done some brain twisty type of activity, right? You've just turned around and said to me that I'm a backstabber. In actual fact, I'm the opposite of the backstabber. I am the person that has my own set of what I call moral virtues, yeah, and they usually stem from Christianity or the Christian teaching, right? I'm a very morally virtuous person, but the point being is, if the left become a bunch of dickheads, right, which they did, I was the one that stepped away from them. You don't see anybody else on the left doing it, do you? You see me doing it. I'm actually now voting, and do you know who I'm voting? I'm voting right wing. Do you know why? Because the left wing at the moment don't resonate with me morally or virtuously. So I stick to my guns, man. I stick to my morals and my virtues. I haven't stabbed anyone in the back. I never voted left in the first place anyway. But I always believed in liberal ideologies to a degree, so I never stabbed anyone in the back in my entire life. And to be honest with you, bro, I actually resent you saying that. I think that's rude. I think you're being nasty by saying that.
Are you almost done? Because actually, I'm just going to call you out right now.
What have you got to say to that? I bet you're the biggest backstabber. Actually, bro, Mr. Robot, yeah, he can't even get his shit together. Right? How dare you? You're the backstabber, and I think that you would stab anyone in the back.
Anonymous.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, he said he could be a backstabber, and I said he's probably the most likely to be backstabbing of all of us, and I'll tell you why. So he said, I'm usually in alignment with Christian principles. Is usually consistent? No, yeah, that means it's conditional. So then he said, if they tend to not vote my way, I'll switch the other way. Is that also consistent? Is that consistent when he says if? No, it's not. So when you say you're consistent, you literally contradicted yourself by saying, no, I'm hard up on my stances, and this is the way that I vote. When you say if and you say sometimes, that's not consistent. You literally contradicted yourself during this whole statement that you just made, and then you called me a backstabber. I was pointing out that you're more likely to be a backstabber than everybody else.
Yeah, but hold on.
Bro, I can't hear a word you're saying. You sound like an R2-D2.
Wait. But with what he was saying, though, he did say that he used to identify with more liberal ideologies, and he started to see that they were acting crazy, so then he started to shift over. So I don't see a problem with that.
I see it. So this is why I see a problem with this.
All right, go ahead.
The fact that he said, I usually align with Christian principles. If I told you that I'm usually a Christian, what does that mean to you?
That means you do it a few days out the week and take some days.
So that could be conditional to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
How consistent is that? The way he ended it was saying, this is how I vote. I'm very hardened on this stance. That's not hardening the stance if you're sometimey when it comes to these things. That's literally what you said. This is the verbiage.
What are you going to do about it, bro? You just sit there whining and bitching about it, but you can't do nothing about the way that I think and feel. And the way that
Nobody
you
ever said that.
like to attack people and preach to people and tell
I'm
them
not
how
attacking
inadequate they are and how stupid they are. Do you
I
know
never
something?
called
I
you
think you need to
stupid.
do some soul searching yourself, mate. I don't think you're actually very Christian at all. I think that all you like to do is wind people up and debate people and
I might have
pick
to
at
put the
people.
shape on.
And I think you're a fucking bully. And I think you're a
So-
prick.
I'm gonna,
So,
You know,
I'm
and
gonna
I
put
Anonymous,
on
you last time.
did I ever call him stupid? Did I ever say he's inadequate? Any of that stuff that he uttered?
So you don't have any moral values. Bring
Nothing
it,
what I
bro.
said was-
I don't give a shit.
Nothing what I said actually encroached
And
on
also,
your
you sound
moral
like
values.
R2D2, and I can't hear a word you're saying. So you're
Calling the
screwing up
person inadequate is
the
not part of
entire
your
life
establishment.
with your stupid internet connection.
So, can you hear me now?
Because you're lame and you don't know what you're doing, and you're acting like an
Okay.
idiot.
So,
Wait, hold
Mr.
on.
Big
You just
Balls.
called him a lame?
So at no point did I utter anything personal towards you or attack you. I basically addressed your ideology when it came to your positional stance. And then you called me a bully. You said I'm not Christian. See, he's providing an example of what centrists can do because they're not aligned with any stance. So whenever you call them out on this and you expose this, then they feel attacked. What I'm doing is I'm not attacking him, but I'm attacking his position where his belief system is and showing that it's not grounded in anything. What it is it's conditional, meaning like if it works for him this year, then he'll stick to it. If it works for him next year, he'll stick to it. That's why he said sometimes he's in line with Christian beliefs.